Hello everyone, I have a quick video for you today. 5 tips to help you master using masking fluid. Tip number 1, use an old brush. Don't use any of your good watercolor brushes because masking fluid is basically a glue and it's going to get wrecked. So make sure you use an old brush or a cheap brush. Just make sure you clean it out well afterwards. Tip number 2 is get on a decent layer. If you've ever had trouble removing masking fluid in the past, it's probably because you put on a really thin layer. If you get on a nice thick-ish layer, it'll make the removal a lot easier. Tip number 3 is let it dry. Let it dry well. Maybe step away and do something else so that you're not tempted to go in with your paints. Just let it dry. Say it with me. Let it dry. Tip number 4 is make sure you plan out where you want your highlights and any other areas that you are trying to mask. It takes a bit of thinking, and this is important at the beginning when you start, but even more crucial when you're putting masking fluid on already dried areas of watercolor. Now this is possible to do. You might have some color lifting, but make sure you plan. Particularly if you're new to using masking fluid, it might be a good idea to do a little mock-up or even bring it into a digital program and plan it out. It's kind of a new thing to get used to. Tip number 5 is a tool recommendation. Pick yourself up an eraser. Sometimes these are labeled rubber cement erasers, but they'll definitely have them at your local art supply store, and they only cost a couple of dollars. It makes the removal a lot easier, and it saves your paper from getting any oils from your hands on it. I just recently picked one up myself, and I think it's very handy. And I have a bonus tip for you guys. You can also use masking fluid for your border, so it doesn't have to be something that you're masking inside of your painting. I used a bit for this piece that I was doing of Ponyo, and I had a little bit of a fin sticking out of the frame, and it works really well along the border. So if you have an irregular border, this might be an option for you. And don't forget to experiment. There are so many ways that you can use this and figure out what works for you. Let me know in the comment section if you've used masking fluid before, and if you have any tips, share it in the comment section. I'm sure we would all benefit from it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you at the next one.